What's going on? What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. I'm out here on a beautiful evening walk around this stunning lake here nearby my home here in Canada. Something that I've been doing, just coming here after work, you know, sitting at the computer all day. It's tiring, so one of the greatest things in life is nature, the outdoors. I mean, look at this. Look at this. It's a little chilly. It's kind of windy out right now, so you might hear that in the microphone. Sorry about that. I'm recording with my iPhone. I find that these videos are super relatable, and that's what I've been told. And I love these because I can just, you know, whip out my iPhone and just kind of record it. Got the cowboy hat on. And so I was walking tonight. I was walking on the lake, and I was really pondering life. One of the best things you can do is just, you know, be alone and ponder life. And I was thinking about life today, especially life as a man. You know, I'm a man, and if you're a man watching this video is for you. Life as a man is harder than ever. It's harder than ever, and I'm sure you've seen the likes of guys like Andrew Tate and others, you know, who are, I don't know what you call them, in the masculine, I don't even know what the word is, but you know, they're like, it's all about like the masculinity and the meninism, if that's even a word, meninism. You know, they're all in that world. And I gotta say, you know, even though I don't agree with many things that are said, I do think that it raises a great issue. An issue greater than society wants to acknowledge, an issue greater than society wants to even accept, talk about, and that is men's mental health. Men's mental health today is lower than ever. And I mean, I'm talking about things like depression, anxiety, men's suicide rates. It's horrible. It's horrible. And, you know, it's not talked about often in society. It's not talked about often in society. So I want to explore that. And I have my own opinions on it. And my own advice to you, if you're a man and if you're struggling, if you're wondering how to succeed, what to do in this life, if you feel misled, there's so much information out there, so many influencers, so many guys that are giving men advice. And, you know, I want to give you a fresher look on this. I want to give you something from my own life experience. I've been through very amazing highs in my life and incredible, incredible lows. I faced the deepest challenges that a person can face, and I've come out of them. And honestly, that is what being a man is about. In today's world, whether you like it or not, it is more competitive than ever. With 7 or 8 or 9 billion people in the world, or however many there are nowadays, you really have to fight to get what you want. You know, and I wouldn't say fight, maybe that's not the right word, but you really have to almost prove yourself as a man. And there are so many things that are bringing men down nowadays, so many things. And this video is not about women. I'm sure, you know, obviously women have their own issues and, you know, very, very large issues. But there's a certain set of issues that men specifically struggle with, and that is self-worth. Self-worth. Most men are lost. I was lost. I was like that. 21 years old, I was lost. I had no money to my name, $40,000 in college debt. I was in university just because I was told to go to university. This is 7 years ago now. I'm in my late 20s now. And I genuinely was experiencing what many would call, or what I would call, a quarter-life crisis. So I was like, I have no idea what I'm doing. And I was getting a lot of anxiety about it and angst. You know, I'm sure you might feel that. You might feel angst. You might feel like this, you know, these emotions of like, I got to do something, but I don't know what to do. There's all these things. There's all these things. There's all these things. What do I do? And then you got guys out there on YouTube like Andrew Tate and others that specifically tell you a framework for life. And there are many things in that framework that are actually useful, I would say. You know, for example, you know, earning your way in life. No matter what anybody's going to tell you, you're not going to get anything by sitting on your couch and by having somebody tell you, you know what, you're depressed and that's a clinical issue and you can't fight it, and so good luck to you. You know, the #1 cause of disability nowadays is depression in the world. If you look at it, #1 cause of people staying home from work is depression. How crazy is that? How crazy is that? And I'm sure that obviously men make up a large amount of that number. And why? Well, let's start with the fact that nowadays with online dating, men, I would say 90% of men, have absolutely zero dating prospects. Zero. Like 90% of men haven't had sex with the girl, haven't had a relationship, haven't had a single date, you know, or a single, like, let's say, you know, any kind of mating opportunities. Most men just don't have any mating opportunities nowadays. And that in the past was completely different. In the past, you know, if you grew up in a town, obviously you had a certain set of men, a certain set of women you went to the same high school with. That was your dating pool. Nowadays, it's like, if you're in a small town and you like Sally, and Sally's super beautiful, and, you know, you're like, wow, I want Sally, damn, like, you know, she's pretty. Okay, well, Sally can just flip on Instagram and post nice pictures of herself, and she can open her DM requests, and she has like hundreds of men that are literally in there. You know, a lot of them, maybe not a lot, but like a good chunk of them, you click on their profiles and they're like rich, successful, have a lot of followers, have clout status, you know, some on private jets, like offering her to go to Vegas, offering her to go to Europe. Like, that's today's world. No wonder men are depressed. 90% of men sit at home watching porn. Like, you know, and that's just the least of it. That's the least of the problems. I mean, acknowledging that alone right there will make a man depressed, not having any dating opportunities. It's like a human need. As humans, we have a need for not just socialization, but also for mating, for, you know, going out and, you know, spending time with the opposite sex and really just dating and like having relationships and that sort of thing. But most men are just sitting at home watching porn. Like, and obviously doing that, you know, they completely lose any drive. They're like discouraged searchers. There's a term in economics called discouraged searchers. So basically when they're looking at employment statistics, you know, there's like a section of unemployed people that they call discouraged searchers. So they've tried and tried and tried, but they just got discouraged. They gave up, and they've just accepted unemployment. And they're like, that's it. I'm unemployed. I can't fix it. And they're part of a statistic. And we can apply the same thing to men. I mean, how many men are discouraged searchers? But they're just sitting at home on the couch watching porn. I mean, it's horrific. It's horrific. And I'm not even talking about the things that shit does to your brain, the effects that has on your future relationships. You know, and men think it's fine. Like, society tells people, like, yeah. Like, society tells men, yeah, like, you know, porn is healthy and all of that's healthy. Like, look at this, look at the studies. Look at look at all the men's mental health issues going on. They've only increased since the introduction of that, since, I don't know, the 80s, the 90s. And the next big problem there is low testosterone. We have an epidemic of low testosterone. I mean, this is obvious, it's coming out more and more. Did you know, this is actually so funny, did you know that Kellogg's cornflakes were actually made, this is a funny story, they were made by, I think he was like a pastor or some kind of a priest or whatever, but an American religious leader, so to speak, and he decided that men were over-sexualized back then 100 years ago in the early 1900s. And so he went on a mission to figure out what is, you know, the most plain testosterone-lowering food that, you know, I can create that will basically cause men to, like, have drastically reduced sex drives. And he came up with cornflakes. Go on Wikipedia, look at cornflakes. It literally says that there. So that's an example right there, a funny story. And so if you think about it, cornflakes, we're not told that was created to lower men's testosterone. I mean, put two and two together, how much out there, how much food is out there, how many chemicals of the chemicals that they put into food is added to lower men's testosterone. Why do they want men's testosterone to be lowered? Because they want to control people, right? They want to, you know, they want a more like passive population. They want a population that is easier to control, more like sheep. You know, they'll listen to whatever that they say. And about the reasons behind that, look, I'm not part of those people that do that, so don't ask me, but it's obvious. I mean, look at the evidence. Look at men's testosterone rates. They've drastically decreased. And what are the reasons for that? What are the reasons for that? Well, it's obviously not just cornflakes, but that just shows, you know, that's like proof right there that if that was made to lower men's testosterone, how many other things out there are there to lower men's testosterone? I mean, vaping. Look at the statistics on vaping. Right, vaping and all the chemicals inside the soy and everything else, and how much food has soy in it. I mean, soy has been proven to lower men's testosterone. And what happens? What is a man who has a high testosterone level? A man who has a high testosterone level is a confident man, because testosterone, you know, people think it's for your penis and for your sex drive. It's actually incredibly important for a man's brain. Testosterone actually has the biggest influence on brain health because it makes a man more confident, it makes a man more calm. You know, there's no more anxiety, there's no more depression. A man is happy, and most of all, a man is motivated to go out there not only to, you know, be his best, do his job, be his best at his job, but also to seek a potential mate, go out and date, go out and, you know, meet girls. And obviously, what a smartphone used to do to that. Obviously, you know, sitting on your phone like this while having a vape hanging out of your mouth, and then also sitting at your computer or playing video games and watching porn. I mean, your testosterone level is not going to be very high. You know, an average guy will go in and get a testosterone level check, which, by the way, in Canada is hard to do. You can't just go. If you go to your GP, like your family doctor, and you ask for a testosterone test, you know, they'll ask about your symptoms, and you'll say, oh, like, you know, I'm a little depressed, I'm anxious, and they'll be like, oh, you might be a candidate for antidepressants. You might be a candidate for anti-anxiety medication. I mean, how crazy is that? because the government doesn't want to pay for people's hormone tests. The testosterone tests are not cheap. They're like, you know, a couple $100 at least. And in Canada, we have free healthcare, right? It's free, but like, good luck. Good luck getting anything from it, right? If the average guy in his 20s nowadays were to go and check his testosterone level, it would literally be the testosterone of a 60-year-old. Like what a 60-year-old's testosterone is now. That is the average 20-year-old guy's testosterone, 25-year-old guy's testosterone. I mean, it's crazy. So no wonder that's a big part of this men's mental health issue going on. And going back to the whole screwed up dating dynamics of social media, nowadays, if you're a man and you want, you know, you want a good girlfriend, you want a good wife, or you want a good partner, okay, well, you're competing with like all the guys that Sally can get on her Instagram or on her social media who are in her DMs. Obviously, Sally's going to be like, why am I going to go for like Chris from my hometown, who's just a normal guy, you know, he works a 9 to 5, you know, he's a plumber, whatever, he has a decent job, decent career. Why would I go for him when I can just go and get flown around on jets and get taken out by these rich millionaire guys? And so obviously now men have this absolutely insane, unrealistic standard for most men to achieve, where like if they don't get into that bracket of men, the dating prospects are zero. The dating prospect is zero. As a man, the truth is, and there's a lot of truth in what people like Tate have to say, as a man, from the time you were born, you have to earn every single fucking thing to your name, everything. Whereas as a girl, you know, you can actually get by in life with your looks. You know, men, I mean, unless you're like Brad Pitt or better looking, yeah, okay, you can become a male model, but then even then, hit 30, 40, you know, you still got to go and make a name for yourself, right? And it's pretty obvious to see. I mean, you don't have to look very hard to notice this attack on men, this absolutely just horrific thing they're doing in society to men, you know, especially in the West, I would say. In the East, you know, other parts of the world, if you go, it's a little different. It's a little different, even in some places a lot different. And I'm not going to get into that, but I'm talking about specifically in the West, because it's a large part of my audience. You know, you've got this demasculization of men going on, right? And men are struggling because society does not give a shit about you. Society doesn't care one bit, even if they claim to care, even if, no, they don't care, because we live in a very competitive world. We live in a competitive world. And if you're a girl watching this, you know, if you're a girl, you might be like, well, Dan, not every girl is like that. You know, not every girl wants the super rich millionaire. You know, not every girl is like obsessed with social media and stuff. Okay, fine. But if you're a man, I mean, most people meet nowadays on dating apps. That means that you have to literally go and participate in that. And your dating depends on your online profiles. Okay, so basically your follower count, the pictures you take. I mean, now you really have to, like, if you want to have good dating prospects, you have to have professional photos. You have to have like great photos. You specifically psychologically positioned, you know, to basically get attention from, you know, from the opposite sex, so that when a girl goes on your profile, in that half a second scan that she does, that 2 second scan that she does, she's like, okay, yeah, you know, Brad's cool, or Chris is cool, yeah, like, you know, doesn't look like a creep. So life has gotten extremely hard as a man, extremely hard, extremely hard. At least I'm seeing more and more talk about men's mental health and, you know, everything going on there. But the questions are, why is that happening? Why? It's not just testosterone. It's not just pornography. It's not just lack of dating prospects, right? It's the whole thing. It's the whole thing. I mean, they talk about escaping the matrix, right? That's what he says. That's what Tate says. And call it what you want, but it is a matrix most men are stuck in. It's a trap. Like, if you don't wake up as a man, it's just, you're going to continue to struggle. And if you don't face the reality of how hard it is to be a man, you know, how you have to literally earn every single thing to your fucking name, everything. And so how do you start? How do we fix this? Let's talk about solutions. Okay, you know, men's depression rates are super high. Men's suicide rates are super high. Men's anxiety, suddenly, you know, so many men have anxiety. Okay, testosterone is the #1 counter to anxiety. If you have a high testosterone level, it's not possible. It's almost impossible to have anxiety, because it has like anti-anxiety effects on the body. So how do we counter that? What do you do as a man in today's world? Well, first of all, you got to accept the reality. Accept the society that we live in. Don't long to, you know, to be alive in another time. Just accept how it is today. Learn the rules, which I talked about here, and play by them. Play the game. Play the game and win the game. How do you win the game? #1, get your money right. Get your money right. And how do you get your money right? Well, that starts by accepting that nobody's going to get your money right for you. You got to do it yourself. There's so many amazing ways to make money nowadays. Actually, that's one good thing about being alive nowadays, is that with the internet, there's just boundless opportunities. I mean, you know, I went from a broke 21-year-old kid, $40,000 in college debt, to earning millions of dollars by the time I was 23, 24, 25, millions. And you might think, oh, like I'm talented, special. No, I mean, yeah, okay, like, you know, I have a level of talent for sure. But that doesn't mean that you can't do the same or 6 figures. That doesn't mean that you can't do that. You know how many people nowadays are taking advantage and starting online businesses, like in e-commerce, like in affiliate marketing, like becoming coaches, selling digital products. I mean, tons. You can do the same thing. But obviously you gotta follow the right information. And that's something that I do, I think, a pretty good job at, a really good job at, is I try my best to always put out the best information on how to make money online and how to actually start a successful online business and achieve freedom. So getting your money right will allow you to achieve freedom. And the freedom number is $10,000 a month. When you're at 10K a month in clean profit before tax, that is freedom. Now you have, you know, less anxiety, more leeway in life. You know, you're not bound to a job. You're not bound to a boss. You're not constantly fighting to pay bills. You know, the truth is, how do you think you're gonna have access to the best dating prospects, the best women, the best girls, if you're struggling to pay your bills? I mean, which girl wants to be with a guy who can't pay his bills, who's financially insecure? Okay, if you're in your early 20s, no girl expects you to like be a millionaire, but still, you know, you got to be on your way, and you got to show that you're on your way, and you have to be a man of your word. And it's all about action, not just what comes out of your mouth. At the end of the day, you know, a big part of why 90% of men get no dating prospects and then 10% of men get any girl that they want, essentially, is because it's the way that women are wired biologically. If you read books like Evolutionary Psychology by David Buss, fantastic book, and others, you'll learn about how, you know, men and women are biologically wired. And women, what are they biologically wired to seek? They want a masculine man who, and what is masculinity? That is stability, confidence, the ability to take control of any situation, handle any situation, and, you know, keep her safe. The ability to handle anything that comes at him in life. That is the true quality of a man, right? A lot of men think that women want these Brad Pitts and these super good looking guys. Looks actually don't matter all that much. So forget about that. You can do things on your looks, nice haircut, nice clothes, whatever. You don't have to go crazy. But your masculinity as a man and, you know, who you are is much more important than your looks. Trust me on this one, trust me. Obviously getting your money right, achieving freedom, especially at an early age. Nobody, you know, who cares? Who cares if you have a Lamborghini at 60 or 70 or a Ferrari at 60 or 70? And I'm not saying that Ferrari means freedom, but you get my point, right? You want to have money when you're young enough to be able to enjoy it. Women want a man who is confident, who is sure of himself, and who is on his mission. That is the most important part, who is on his mission. And why do you think men's depression rates are so high and men's mental health rates are, you know, men's mental health is so bad nowadays? Most men are lost, and they've been given a losing blueprint. They're living by unrealistic standards of what it really takes nowadays to win and to live a great life. No matter what, the truth is that what is a great life? A great life is a life of freedom, a life of joy, happiness, success, where you're on your mission, where at the end of your life you can be like, wow, you know what? I don't regret a day. For that, you need money, you need freedom. It all starts there. Okay, so number one, freedom. Watch my videos. I have tons of videos on different online business models, especially on e-commerce. I'm making more. My goal and what I'm going to do, my mission is to create a platform for people to, you know, men, women, all, but especially for men, because I really feel for men, because as somebody who has really lived a lot in his 27 years of life, you know, I've seen the ups and the downs. A year ago, I was dying. My housekeeper poisoned me. I have a video on that. For 2 years, I didn't know, with rat poison and other nefarious things. So I really got that full experience there. Coming out of it on the other side, it made me realize a lot of things. It made me wiser. So get your money right. Watch the YouTube videos. Just get started, okay? Another thing is go and get your testosterone level checked. Every single man watching this video, go and get your testosterone level checked. If you're in Canada, there's private clinics. You know, you can just go on Google, type in Men's Hormone Clinic Canada or your province. If you're in America, same thing. You know, go. Usually they have questionnaires where they ask you about your symptoms and like how you're feeling and stuff. Answer truthfully. Then you'll go in for a little blood test. They'll check your testosterone level. If it's below 500, you have a problem. If it's 500, 600, you can take things to boost it naturally. If it's above that, you have no problem. But the vast majority is going to be below 500 for sure. Because no matter what you try, no matter which business you try, no matter which way of making money you try, if your testosterone level is lower than 500, good luck. It's not going to work. You're just going to be full of anxiety, depression. You're not going to feel like yourself. You're not going to be living life like you were meant to be living. Okay, so that's step number 2, I guess, right? So number 1, get on the path to freedom. Start looking at online ways of making money, because no matter what it is you're interested in, doing it online is going to give you a freedom that nothing else can give you, because you're going to have location independence and you're going to be able to make money from anywhere. You're not going to be tied to a place. You're going to feel a level of freedom that other people can't feel, that don't have that. Number three, be someone. You have a talent. Every single person watching this video, every single man watching this video, you have a talent that is waiting to come out. But you have to find that talent. We're all good at something. Nobody tells us. I mean, maybe people have told you, actually. If people have told you, for example, for me, I've been told, not all the time, but now and then, you talk really well. Like, you're really inspiring. So obviously that fits with my career, and I'm lucky that, I guess, I don't know if lucky is the right word, but I went on a journey to really find something where that can shine, okay? Life just gets so much easier when you play on your strengths and on your weaknesses. Like, I'm not going to go and play basketball. I'm not Michael Jordan. I'm not good at basketball, and it's going to take me, I can do it for 20 years, I'll still suck. The next thing is to be on your mission, okay? Be on your mission. So even if you're broke, even if you don't have money, even if you're lost, you're headed to success. You're on your way. It's already happened. It's already happened in the future. You're just on the path, right? Life is a series. When you set a goal, there's always a series of cause and effect links in a chain that will get you along that chain to that reality. That reality already exists because our thoughts become reality. It's written in every single religious and spiritual book that thoughts become reality. And when thought is thought enough times and acted upon, that's when it becomes reality. It's quantum physics. It's quantum physics. This might be too spiritual for this video, a little too spiritual, but we are all gods. We are all God. We are all source. We are all the creator. We are all gods. And because we are all one, the fabric of the universe is us. It's you. That means that you create your reality. Your consciousness creates your reality because your consciousness is this. So that just proves that if you're thinking, okay, I want to make money, I want to be successful, I want to be fit, I want to be attractive, that already exists for you. That already exists for you. It's just a matter of time and continuing to accept that reality. That's it. A big one as well, and this is what I was doing when I was starting out, is reading self-help books. And I hate the word I hate the genre of, how it's called self-help. It should just be called positive success, happiness books, like uplifting books. I'm going to post my little list of the top 10 books that made me successful and made me rich. I'm going to post those in the description, and you guys can check those out. When I was a young man and I was struggling for direction, I didn't have any mentors. And maybe you don't have a mentor. Most of you are not going to have a mentor. I mean, they say find mentors. Your network is your net worth. Okay, but good luck to you if you're a broke 20-year-old kid, 25-year-old kid. And you're like working a minimum wage job. Where are you going to find a rich guy to come and teach you? There's going to be no rich guy that's going to come and teach you for free. They're too busy. They got their own shit to do. Okay, so that's where books. You can use books and the authors that wrote them as your mentors. Those were my mentors. That's all I needed, the books. So some of them, like The Millionaire Fastlane by MJ DeMarco, amazing, amazing book. That's what taught me really the dynamics of wealth and opened up the world of, that you really can be successful, especially with the internet nowadays. So that's a great book, Unscripted by MJ DeMarco. Then you got the Law of Attraction books, because the Law of Attraction is real. It's based on every single spiritual, religious book, the Bible, the Quran, every book, the Torah, everything. Okay, so that would be The Secret, that would be Think and Grow Rich, Outwitting the Devil. For lack of purpose and lack of definiteness of purpose, like if you're lost and you're just constantly just like, what do I do? What do I do? You know, you're seeing all these people become successful, you don't know what to do. Outwitting the Devil by Napoleon Hill. Fantastic, fantastic book. That is the most powerful book of them all. Read that, you're going to be unstoppable. And if you fix your testosterone level. If you don't fix your testosterone level, that's going to be a problem. Okay, and on that note, on fixing the testosterone level, there's two ways of doing it. If your level is under 500, I would say just get on the shots, you know, get on TRT. Everything you read online about the negatives and all this crap about, it's healthier for your heart, it's healthier for your brain. Your lifespan's going to be shorter at that lower testosterone. It's only going to get worse. Okay, there's a lot of, again, the demasculization of men. They don't want men to have a normal testosterone level. They don't want you to be healthy and happy. I don't know why. Don't ask me. I don't know why. Okay? I have my own theories and my own suspicions, but that's beyond the purpose of this video here. So if it's under 500, just get on the shots. It's not a big deal. It's not steroids. It's not anabolic steroids. It's just bioidentical hormones. You're going to feel better. Okay? If you don't, you get off. It's really simple. And there's things you can do, like you can take HCG to, you know, make sure that your testicles don't become microscopic and, you know, able to have kids and stuff. You know, if you're a young man, obviously you probably want to have kids. So if you take HCG, you'll be fine. If it's between 500 and 600, and by the way, I'm talking about in American units. I think it's NG/DL or NG/DL. I think that's what it is. If it's between 500 and 600, then there's like natural things you can take, like herbs and that sort of thing. And I'll make a video on that as well. If you're interested, leave me a comment. Tell me if you want me to make that video on, you know, natural testosterone boosting things you can do. And you might be wondering about my testosterone level. And actually, what's interesting is that at 22, I got it tested. It was like 500. And I'm like, that's not too high. Although I felt pretty good. I felt really good. Now it's actually 800, which I'm very happy with. I'm not on testosterone. I would be on it if, you know, it was like below 500, but it's at 800. I'm doing a lot of things to, you know, make sure it's there, which again, I'll cover in that video. And at 800 testosterone, I feel great. My mind is sharp. It's clear. No anxiety. My mood is great. I'm excited for life. I feel unstoppable. That's how you feel at a good testosterone level. So once you fix your testosterone level, once you've taken care of that, once you've embarked on your mission to freedom, you're watching my videos, you're watching videos online about online business, how to achieve success, take action. Don't just dream about it, take action. Because you can't get anywhere in life without failing. You just can't. You just can't. And humans are biologically wired from the caveman times to like avoid failure. But failure is the key to success. I had 3 failures before I achieved my first successful Amazon product. That was my first successful business, my Amazon product. And so, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Because look, the truth is, where would you be today if you had started and doing all this stuff a year ago? You'd be in a very, very different place, right? If you had started your online business, even if that one didn't succeed, the second, third, fourth, you would have made it. You would have made it. That reality already exists for you, no matter who you are. And again, if you fix your testosterone, I know I'm like on this topic, but you're not going to have self-confidence issues. You're not going to have self-esteem issues. And you're going to blow your way up to that top 90% of men, or top 10% of men, and you're going to have whoever you want. Okay, but word of advice on that, make sure to have a very good intuition on who is right for you and who is not right for you. Just because you know, someone is good looking and they're nice on the surface and on Instagram doesn't mean they're a pleasant person. Okay, so listen to your heart. Listen to your heart. And lastly, as men, we need to bring each other up. We need a group. We need to bring each other up. And you know, you can't do this all alone. You can't do this all alone. You need other men who are also on their mission. That, you know, that kind of ignites that competitive nature of men, that competitive, you know, kind of like high testosterone nature that we have, right? And having other men to support you. You know, you don't want a therapist who is like not a man helping you through your issues, because they just don't understand. They just don't understand. You want somebody who is like you, who is on their mission, you know, who is a man, who understands, and who will give you that point of view, kind of like an army veteran, you know, who's been through the hard shit. Because life is fucking hard. It's hard, but it can be paradise. The reward is greater than you can ever imagine, you know, once you get through the hard. And it kind of never stops being hard, but you can make it fun. You can make it fun. You can have fun while you're here. I mean, is there anything better than this? Is there anything better than this? No, at least not to me. Because I've made it part of my mission, because of the rise in this men's mental health and all these men's mental health issues, I made it part of my mission to make these videos and really inspire men and help men. You know, if you have anxiety, you can fix it. If you have depression, you can fix it. There's things you can do for all of that. I've had those things. When I got poisoned, I was extremely anxious, panicked. I mean, that was the least of my problems for years, and I didn't know what was happening with me. Everything can and will change for you once you accept that that is your inevitable future. Once you accept it, okay? And then it'll be easy. You know, the Sally, Rachel, whoever, Ashley, Natasha, you know, you're gonna have your pick because you're a quality man. You're on your mission, you're confident, you're healthy, you treat everybody with respect, and no matter what, no matter how hard life gets, you know that you can handle it. And that's what women want. That's what women want. And all the nice pictures and stuff, dating profile, that's easy. Once you can't fake your way to that. You know, you've seen the guys who have Gucci and all this crap. That's not going to get anybody. Girls can see right through it. They have like this inner knowing. When they can look at a profile in like 3 seconds, they know, you know, what kind of man the guy really is. So get on your mission. Get on that mission. Fix that testosterone level. Be healthy. You'll see you'll become the happiest man ever. You have a wonderful life. A wonderful girlfriend, wonderful partner, a wonderful wife, kids, anything you want. Because the fabric of reality is you. It says that in every single spiritual book. Our thoughts are reality. Your consciousness impacts reality directly. And trust me, when you have a good testosterone level, your consciousness is where you're at, is where you're supposed to be. And that's when you can be most effective as a man. So how long will it take? Well, the time it takes to really change your life is about 18 months. 18 months is the time it takes from going from a completely broken place in your life, from one place in your life, to just a place where you're like, you could have never imagined. You could have never imagined where you're free, you're making money, you're traveling if you want to travel, you're driving the car you want to drive, you're not worried as much, you don't have anxiety. 18 months. What is that in the grand scheme of life? It's nothing. So get on that journey. Get on that path. If you're a man and you're struggling, please send me a message on my Instagram @DanFast. Please send me a message. I read every single message. I'll respond and I'll give you some words of advice and encouragement. Trust me, I will. And I know how to help because I've been through hell and back, so I'm happy to do it. All it takes sometimes is one sentence, just a few words from the right person, and you just see the world in a completely different way. And there's so many men, it is so sad to say, there's so many men out there who have nobody to talk to, nobody. And they're getting advice from other lost sheep. Good luck, right? So anyway, just remember that everything will change for you, but it's up to you. That reality already exists that you want. Go towards it, accept the rules of the game. Don't complain about how life is, just win, just win. Thank you so much for watching from beautiful Canada. I love you. Peace.